What's up, everybody, and welcome to Podcast with Power. It's a special one. We're gonna do some celebrating here. A certain anniversary, not ours. But I'm Zachary David, not Jordan Carlson. How you doing, Jordan?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Tell me about your week in gaming here.
Man, oh man, have I been playing a lot of Majora's Mask.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, no. So I think we've talked about it a little bit, but I was exploring some Zelda games that Amanda could play. And
Yes.
so I was bopping through a couple of different ones. And honestly, last week, I know we were talking about maybe doing some streaming, and a couple of the folks that were going to join us had kind of fallen through. So I figured, I'll go on my own solo venture last weekend. And I was thinking, what could I stream? And that two Harkinian Majora's Mask, that whole thing. I figured, why not jump into that? And I'm really glad I did, because I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So cool. I think I might have sunsetted the Twilight Princess playthrough until.
Okay. How far did you get, if I can ask?
In Twilight?
Yeah.
The City in the Sky.
Okay, I mean that's
pretty far.
Yeah, you're done.
I know.
You know the rest.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not trying to grade that whole game, but I do have to say, post City I don't really care for that temple to begin with, and
the boss is awesome. The temple, not so much.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
So mid that temple, I'm pretty much kind of checked out of that game at that point, for the most part. So
okay,
I could be massively overlooking something, but
no, I mean there's only two left after that, right?
Yeah,
that's okay.
And I mean, I'm just so geeked about the idea that there's no concrete evidence for that. Maybe we'll get this on the Switch too at some point, maybe in February. But I mean, I want it so bad.
I mean, here we are. We're porting Wii games to the Switch, right?
We are porting Wii games
with the Galaxy 1 and 2. So let's do a couple more,
please.
Give us Twilight Princess. Give us Metroid Prime 3. Give us their GameCube predecessors. That's what we want.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, so anywho, without dragging that on too further, I love Majora's Mask and a little dash of some other stuff. But yeah, what have you been playing?
So I finished Pokemon Violet. I'm done with my Pokemon journey. Okay. All three storylines kind of converge there. And then some crazy shit at the end. So that was cool. Did not expect to hear Ed Sheeran in the credits. That was crazy. That was something. I knew that was a thing. I didn't know how baked in it was gonna be. Because you hear the little guitar as we're gearing up, and I'm like, okay, all right, and then just boom, he's just into it.
That whole it's very what a surprise.
Great game. Right. And I don't know how much of this is the Switch 2 update or whatever, but excellent Pokemon game, my favorite in a long time. I'm bummed. I think I've said this before. I'm bummed that the last couple kept me from playing this for so long.
Oh, okay.
I wish I had played this, when it came out. But yeah, probably my favorite since I really like Black and White on the DS. And I really like Gen 2. I like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Gold and Silver Crystal, all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's up there. So big fan of that. And otherwise, I've kind of been off of the Switch. I played, not quite done, but I've been playing the Indiana Jones DLC on the Xbox.
Okay.
That Indiana Jones game is awesome. It truly.
Okay.
The Wolfenstein people. Troy Baker does an excellent Harrison Ford. It's an awesome. There's a lot of combat to it, but it's not there are guns, but it's not a shooter. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's as much of a shooter as Indiana Jones is shooting people. Once in a while, I'll blow somebody away, but generally, I'm punching. I'm using that whip.
How are the whip
treasures? They're cool.
Yeah.
They use there's a swing mechanic, a climb. You can stun enemies with it. You can take their weapons from their hand.
I like that.
It's very cool. This DLC is neat. It's a whole new section of the game, whole new storyline. And then I did pop in Ghost of Tsushima. Ooh. Because I really, really liked that game. The sequel's about to come out in, I think, 2 weeks on the PlayStation 5. I never played the Iki Island expansion.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm gonna jump into that. It's like a 5-6 hour thing. So I'm like, I'll get kind of a crash course back into how to play this game, because let me tell you, I forgot how to be a samurai.
Oh, dude, that will
get my ass kicked.
You step away from that game for like a minute, and it's hard to come back to, honestly.
Yeah, like the control scheme is cool. Like, it lets you do a lot of things, but it's just so different from any other action game that it's taken me a bit to do that. So I just popped that in last night, but
dude,
I'm enjoying that.
I played that quite a bit as well, but I have not gone back to it in like a long time.
Yeah, when they did the PS5 upgrade with the expansion, I did all that, got that, and never really did anything with it after the main story. So yeah, gonna do that, and then hopefully jump into Ghost of Yotei in a couple weeks.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's kind of all I've been up to.
Okay.
Shall we tell the people how they can help us out?
Oh yeah, I think we should.
All right, let's do it. Podcasting with Power is an independent podcast made by the two of us, and your support goes a long way. You can watch PWP on YouTube and Spotify, or listen on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. Wherever you are, we'd really appreciate if you'd follow, like, comment on, or review the show. You can keep up with us on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and more at Pod with Power. We post show updates, clips, and anything else we think you might find interesting, so check that out and help support the show. Jordan, I've got 3, and I kind of combined a couple, but really 3 Nintendo news stories for you this week. Let's jump in with story number 1. This is a combo story here, but it's all about Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. First up, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment treasure box set revealed for Japan. This is by Liam Doolin at Nintendo Life. Apart from the title's Switch 2 box art, it has been revealed Japan will be getting a special treasure box release featuring all sorts of goodies. This retails for 17,780 yen and comes with not only the game, but also a scarf, cloth poster, acrylic standee, keychain, and what they're calling here 2 clear sheets, but they're 2 kind of art prints. I don't know if you're looking at the photo there. Yeah. The article goes on to say Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity released with a special treasure box in Japan as well, containing the game and various other items. If there are any similar announcements locally or certain pre-order bonuses announced in the lead-up, they'll let us know. So, how do you feel about this? It's a bummer that at least right now, it doesn't seem like it's coming stateside. I know you're a big Zelda fan. Would you get this Age of Imprisonment? Does that extend to Hyrule Warriors for you?
Yeah, this would force me to buy it, I think. This would be a motivator for sure. Because I just had to Google this, so it's like roughly $120 USD. So yeah, I'd have to get it. I think those little standees, I think that's what would sell me right there, I think.
They got a Korok. They got this little robot hero that we've talked a little bit about.
Yeah.
The scarf.
I love when they do prints also.
Yeah, they're nice.
Big.
They always look nice. They're high quality. It's a cool little thing. And then I threw this other story in here as well. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment gets a new trailer revealing some save data surprises. This is by PJ O'Reilly, also at Nintendo Life. So I'm not going to read the start of this article here. Basically, Nintendo put out another trailer for the game, very similar to the Nintendo Direct trailer, but it ends differently. And it reveals that there are some goodies to be nabbed for players who have a Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and or Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity save on their system. Tears of the Kingdom data nets you the High Guard sword that you can use in the game, whereas Age of Calamity nets you the High Guard's claymore. Just a little thing. I thought since I'm doing the other Hyrule story, I'll throw this in here. But it's nice. I always liked this. The GameCube era did a lot of this, right? Where if you had save data on your memory card, it,
oh yeah,
did something cool.
I think that's it's a little sneaky when they do stuff like that, but I love when they do stuff like that. It kind of takes me back to what they used to do. A lot of that old GameCube era, even before that kind of stuff.
Well, I think it kind of went away in the DLC era. It all became pre-order DLC.
Yeah.
Pre-order and you'll get these 2 swords. And it's no, I'm a fan. I have save data for both these games. It'll be cool to boot it up and see that right off the jump.
Oh yeah.
And I guarantee these probably aren't great. I'll probably use them one time and I'll find something cooler to use, right? But, it's nice that they're there. Story number 2. 2 cult favorite Bandai Namco GBA games are heading to the Switch Online GBA app next week. This is by Chris Scullion at VGC. Klonoa, Empire of Dreams, and Mr. Driller 2 will be added to the console's GBA library on September 25th, marking the first appearance of third-party games in the Game Boy Advance app. Klonoa, Empire of Dreams, the fourth game in the Klonoa series. This is a 2D side-scroller where Klonoa can use his special wind ring to lift large enemies over his head and throw them as projectiles. Mr. Driller 2, meanwhile, is a GBA port of Namco's 2000 arcade release and sees players trying to dig as far as possible underground by clearing colored blocks while topping up their oxygen. Certainly not the biggest games in the world. This, they do note here, it brings the total up to 30, 27 of which are going to be playable here in the States. Do you have a history with either of these games? Are you going to check either of these out?
I do not have a history with these games.
Okay. We had a mutual friend when we were young, like elementary school young.
Yes.
Who ended up moving to a different school. But I remember going to his house and he had one of the PlayStation Klonoa games. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking that was interesting. At that point, like 2D platformers on the like N64, GameCube, PlayStation, PS2 era, like that wasn't really a thing. There weren't too many of those. And I remember thinking that was very interesting. So I've always kind of been aware of Klonoa, but I've never played one. Okay. I do remember wanting Mr. Driller. I remember seeing that box and thinking, oh, that looks cool. And not really knowing anything about it. But so maybe I'll pop that in for a couple minutes. But it's interesting. Some third-party games on the GBA app. We've talked about maybe wanting some third-party games in the more recent systems they've added. Does this give you hope?
Yeah, I think so.
Story number 3. Sega reignites its Nintendo rivalry in new Sonic Racing CrossWorlds trailer. This is by Ollie Reynolds at Nintendo Life. Sega has released a new trailer for the upcoming Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, and with it has reignited its rivalry with Nintendo, albeit in a cute, harmless sort of way. In an effort to pay homage to its Sega Genesis versus SNES advertisement from the early 90s, the new trailer highlights CrossWorlds' high-speed action, broad customization, and cross-platform compatibility, all the while throwing shade at Mario Kart World. The trailer starts off with a heavily pixelated look at Mario Kart World, because no one wants to entice the wrath of Nintendo, while stating, we all know that kart racing game, it's great, we don't need to show it to you. A slightly positive note. And then after showcasing Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, the trailer then goes back to Mario Kart World, which is represented by a grubby, struggling RV, all the while sarcastically exclaiming, oh, what if you want to roam around the open world? Like we said, it's cute, it's harmless, but nevertheless a fun way to look back upon Sega's heritage and reference that, yes, both Sega and Nintendo have a major racing game launching in 2025. And it ends with somebody screaming Sega, just like those old commercials did, which I always loved.
Yeah.
Like I love that. So I don't know if you have any interest in this particular Sonic racing game. I feel like I'm kind of kart racered out right now.
Yeah.
I did see it, just reviews came out today, the day we're recording, and they're pretty good. Pretty positive. I mean, 9 out of 10 for IGN, that sort of thing.
It looks cool. I mean, I'll play it.
Yeah, and it's got lots of crossover with other Sega franchises. Like it's neat. But I'm more in it for the little jabs at Nintendo. I love that. I love that era of their whole thing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I love that.
A little out this week for you. Well, a lot of out this week for you. We've got a lot of games here, so let's just rush right through them. On September 23rd, we've got Blippo Plus for the Switch One. Also on September 23rd, I've got Wizardom on the Switch One as well. September 25th, we just talked about it, Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. That is just the Switch One version. They've said that a Switch 2 version will come out later this year, but it's coming out Switch One and all the other platforms this coming week. We got Hades 2 on the Switch 1 and 2, also September 25th. The Tourist Deluxe on the Switch 2, September 25th. I threw this one in here for you, Jordan. This is Agatha Christie, Death of the Nile. the famous Agatha Christie novel is getting a Switch 1 game on September 25th. It's a notable title. People know it. There's a movie. I threw it in there. I thought, we'll see. I think they've done other Agatha Christie games. I think I've seen them on the eShop.
Have they?
I think so.
Did you know this was gonna invoke some kind of reaction? Because you're right. I as soon as I scrolled down, you did you see that I highlighted it?
Yeah, I did. But I definitely, when I was looking at the list, I did brush by it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to throw it in there. Why not? The name. What else we got? The following day, EA Sports FC 26 on the Switch 2, September 26th. Pac-Man World 2 Repack for the Switch 1 and 2, September 26th. Okay, stay with me for this one, all right?
Okay.
Altelier, Reslariana, The Red Alchemist, and The White Guardian coming to Switch 1, September 26th. It's an RPG. I don't know anything about it. I certainly don't know how to say it.
Is it Atelier?
You know, that's probably a good guess. Yeah, that would have been a good place to start. You're right. Yeah, I was putting a weird stank on it. Sorry about that. That second word, though, I really don't know how to approach that either.
Reslerini. Okay, all right.
All right. NBA Bounce on the Switch 1. We saw this in maybe a partner direct, so we saw this recently. That's also September 26th. And then Cladon X3, another Switch RPG, Switch 1, September 26th as well. So a lot of games. Don't know if it's as big of a week as we had a couple weeks ago when we had all those big games coming out. But, I mean, Hades 2, Sonic Racing, there's some cool stuff in there. Football Club, if you're a sports fan. Agatha Christie, if you like to read. Or you're Jordan.
Hell yeah.
But let's get to our topic of the show. We kind of alluded to this a little bit. We talked about last week with the Nintendo Direct that they opened talking about the 40th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers. And so that is going to be our topic of the show this week. The official anniversary just passed. The game is 40 years old from its original Japanese release. And I think obviously the game itself has a legacy that we'll talk a little bit about, but obviously the franchise is huge today. You, I think, I love the Mario franchise, but I think you're the bigger Mario fan out of the two of us.
Okay.
So, like, what does Mario, like, mean to you? Like, you like seeing him?
Yeah, I do.
Lead? Like, you like, bum me out when he fails?
What Mario means to me. I think.
Yeah.
So, honestly, though, like, okay. Mario is one of my earliest memories, and like Mario 64 got me through kindergarten, man.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I remember, I think I said this on the podcast already once, so I won't hound on it, but like I literally had my kindergarten teacher tell me that Mario can wait, when I was filling out like a calendar as an activity at school.
Okay. Yeah.
And Mario was probably my first video game obsession. Like I was so into Mario 64. Yeah. I played Mario as a young child. Like it was in gaming, my first experiences were with Mario in the Mario franchise. So.
Right.
And I mean, like, it's interesting to me because I feel like you play a lot more. You're more adventurous in some of the Mario games than I tend to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll play the weird ones, and I play all the mainline ones too.
Yeah.
But I feel like it kind of occupies a similar space for me. It's a comfort franchise.
Definitely.
Mario likes to experiment, but also Mario is pretty consistent in what it is, especially the 2D side-scroller games. And yeah, I think I have some very early memories. I've talked before about like that kiosk at Toys R Us with Yoshi's Island being one of my earliest video game memories. Then again, when I had my car accident as a kid playing Mario Kart in the hospital, and then getting my N64 and becoming obsessed with Mario 64 just like you did. And then, all the way to now. I'm still playing Mario games now. Still excited. We were excited to see that pop up in the Direct last week. We were hoping for, a cool new game, but we got some smaller stuff that's exciting enough, but I think we're probably both ready for a new big 3D Mario.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, this is super fun. I'm excited to really dive into this. So
yeah, I thought, we did a little deep dive into Donkey Kong, and I think Mario definitely deserves the same. Maybe a little more.
Yeah.
But 40 years, okay? So let's start with the game itself, Super Mario Brothers. Do you have, like, what was your first experience with that game? Like, when you think of Mario, like, how far down the chain does that original Super Mario Brothers is it? Like, because I think it's a game I like to go back to. It's easy to go back to and play just a little bit. I mean, you can clear the game in, an hour, 2 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
So, how often do you find yourself revisiting that game?
Probably not as often as you might think, but maybe more often than like the casual person. I would have to think that like people like you and I probably revisit it more than the normal person may.
Sure.
I'd say like 3 times a year for me.
Yeah. And that's probably where I'm at too. I just think it's one of those comfort things. I know exactly what it is. Yeah. It doesn't take a lot of brain power. You can kind of just do it. And I mean, if you want to skip ahead to some of the harder worlds, you can, and it's a challenge, and that's still cool.
And like you said, it's a comfort thing, and like extremely predictable. I'm not saying that it's my favorite as far as music or anything goes, but like the music is very comforting in that way too.
Yeah.
Like very reminiscent of a younger time. I love that. Yeah. And like in a different way too than other games like we've talked before where there's like like we've talked about Donkey Kong, we've talked about actual sound Ocarina of Time, like the soundtracks, the music. This is like different. Yeah. It's like a different way that it hits you. But it goes pretty far back down the chain for me. I feel like Mario is also the very first game that taught me. I know that there was many before it and things like that, but it was probably the first franchise that taught me that there are secrets also sometimes.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think Mario, that first game is credited with a lot of that. Yeah. I mean, you're right. Some to a smaller degree games had that, but yeah, I think compared to contemporaries at the time, Super Mario Brothers is packed with secrets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is cool.
And I love the strategy guides. Like they're just laid out, so it's like pages and pages of just the whole level mapped out. So like you could be sitting there and you're like, all right, so on that page, we're getting close to the blocks.
Have you ever seen the ones where it's something like I think one of the Bowser's castles, I think probably the last one, where you have to do it in like a certain order, like top, middle, bottom.
Yeah.
And so the guides for that, it's always like,
dude,
like I love seeing those. Like something about seeing the whole level stretched out is cool. I know, I didn't play that Nintendo Welcome Tour thing for the Switch 2, but that was something they showed in there with like the 4K resolution. They wanted to showcase like, oh, we can fit the whole World 1-1 on this,
that's awesome
screen at its original resolution, like, which is fun. That's
that is fun. I love that stuff.
So, okay. So, that game's definitely a comfort game, something we revisit from time to time. What about the rest of the Mario franchise? Like, how much time do you spend? Obviously, you've talked a lot about going back to older Zelda games here and there, but do you ever just throw a Mario on?
Yeah, I think, and again, these aren't really attributed to being my favorites or whatever, but I feel like I frequent like Mario 64. I frequent that all the time. It's just fun. I throw it on. I mean, I can't remember the name of the mod for this one, but somebody rebuilt that with 4K textures and ray tracing, and like, so that piqued my interest in a whole different way. And I mean, like, what was already a great game is now a super beautiful game. So of course I'm going to go back and play it. But even without that, like, putting on the N64 and playing it the way that it was released to us is just fantastic. Like, I love to just re-experience that feeling that I remember having as like a kid. But outside of Mario 64, honestly, I find myself playing like Mario Bros. 3, but I think above everything else, I feel like Super Mario World probably is the most frequented Mario game for me. Just a good time.
Well, and like you mentioned, these, and we'll talk about our favorites and all that in a bit, but I kind of liken it to music, right? I take an artist that I really like let's say the Beatles, and sometimes the Beatles I want to listen to is, Abbey Road. Sometimes it's Help. And like, that's how Mario is. Like, I feel like every entry is very distinct. With, I think, one group I think maybe is not, and that's the new Super Mario Brothers games. I think are largely interchangeable. Although I have some that I like more than others. I do. I think they have a vibe. Sometimes I do want, as janky as it is, I want to play Mario 64. Like, there's just something about that other 3D platformers, other Nintendo games just don't have. and that's what I've been going for. And sometimes it's, either Mario 3 or Mario World, and even that is just kind of whatever mood I'm in.
Yeah.
It's a little better. And then how are you when it comes to seeing Mario in games that aren't platformers? Like when you see that Mario's, teaching typing, and you see that he's playing baseball, like how does that get you excited for that? Maybe not either of those examples, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It really depends on what it is. I think there are examples of games like that I think are very cool and I think are fun, or I'm just glad they exist. And then there's some that I'm like, I don't really understand what this is accomplishing. But I mean, at the same time, I try to be open-minded and remind myself a little bit that like there may be a younger audience this is catering to keep this around.
Sure.
We're preserving Mario for the future generations. Like I try to like remind myself things like that, even though a lot of the times, if I'm being honest, and we talked about this during the podcast last week, I am usually selfishly very hopeful that things will be challenging and remain challenging for us older players. So it's hard for me to be mindful in that way a lot of the time, but I balance it,
That is, if there is one thing that worries me whenever a new Mario game comes out, it's exactly that the challenge won't be there. And I certainly don't need it to be the entire game. I don't need to, be bashing my head against the wall immediately. World 1, World 2, like I don't need that. But I do want, I'll mention this one because I'm not going to mention it later. But like 3D World is a relatively easy Mario game until you get to Star Road at the end. And then it's like the hardest Mario shit ever. And that's awesome, right? Like that is pretty cool. And I think that's what we talked a little bit about this last week with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Like, I want to be into that. I like the art style, but I know, based on recent Yoshi games, that it's probably going to remain pretty easy, and it's probably not going to have a bunch of challenging levels at the end. And a couple of years back now at this point, maybe might have just been last year, but Princess Peach Showtime. That was a library pickup for me, but I saw it was there, and I was like, all right, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, man. Good for
very
you.
Easy game. Very simple.
Yeah. Good for you.
And it's got all the Mario charm, all that stuff, but it's not a very complicated game. Okay? And that's always a bummer. So yeah, I like that at least with the mainline stuff, they do recognize that, and they, make sure that like Mario Wonder has a lot of challenging stuff at the end of it as well. And I love that they're still doing that. So I did prepare a little bit of a questionnaire for you. I thought this would be a good way to kind of examine the kinds of Mario fans we are, the games we like, the games we don't, that kind of thing. And as I mentioned to you, it's Mario's 40th anniversary, so I wanted to do 40 questions for you. And then I realized that was maybe a little too many. So we've distilled it down to 15. You seem to be happy with the question, so I think I maybe did a good job with cutting out the filler.
I mean, I didn't know we were going to play Fuck, Marry, Kill Mario, but like, I'm pretty stoked that you set this up for us.
See, you got to let me know, because that would have been a great idea. We could have done maybe in a future episode. But yeah, I mean, these are pretty straightforward questions, but I think we'll kind of get into the nitty gritty of the Mario franchise. And I want you to answer these however you want to. Don't try to fit into any box. I kind of wrote the first several of them with like the platformers in mind, but don't do that.
Okay.
If you don't want.
Yeah.
And if you want to incorporate some of like the sub franchises that are connected, your Donkey Kongs, your Wario's, your Yoshis, go ahead and do that as well.
All right.
That's all fair game. But well, let's start with the big one. What is your favorite Mario game?
Man, I just want to tell you first of all how hard this was.
Yeah, no, I know.
This is so challenging because even I would say half of these I have two answers for, and I can't decide between both of them. You know what I mean? So like I'm peer pressuring myself last minute to just say whatever one comes out of my mouth. Favorite?
I did that for several of these.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you did
what
too?
What did you say? No, I did the same thing where for several of these I wrote more than one answer, but like I want to talk it out. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I kind of know.
All right. Favorite Mario game. God, dude, I have two answers.
It's not locked in. You're not locked into anything. All right.
All right. Can I say my number 2 after?
Yeah, like I said, talk it out if you want to.
All right.
Let's figure it out.
Look, the two, and again, this is just me, maybe is a weird opinion. Super Mario World and Super Mario Sunshine.
Okay.
Weird answer, huh? Like, don't you think?
Weird opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because one of those, totally get it. Totally get it.
You don't
And
like
the other
Sunshine,
one,
do you?
I did Sunshine. Spoiler alert, is one of my answers on this list.
Oh no, I know which one it is.
I don't know if you do, but we'll get to that.
All right.
I liked Mario Sunshine. I mean, what? We were 11, 12, something like that when that game came out.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fond memories of that. We got that on Christmas Day that year. I think has a great atmosphere. Mm-hmm. It has a great, story, if you want to call it that. Like it's got some humor to it. I really like Mario Sunshine. I just mechanically, it's one of the few mainline Mario games that I don't feel like is as strong as. It's not as consistent. That's probably the better word for it. It's not as consistent as other Mario games for me.
See,
so what is it about it? What makes you like Sunshine so much?
See, I love the platforming. Like, I love the controls. And we're talking strict GameCube right now, not the 3D All-Stars, all that stuff, because that completely changed it for me. I don't care for that as much.
Different control scheme, all that stuff,
Yeah, the GameCube controller, the whole package, GameCube, everything. So, like, I love how it plays. I love I think the story's fun. I love that Yoshi, came back. I love that the music was really good. I thought the level design was very interesting. And I mean, like you said, like a story, if you want to call it that. It's not the story. It's like how you're pulled through the game. Like I don't really care for the story, per se, but like, I enjoyed everything that I had to do in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's not really a story. It's just little narrative things to get you to the next thing.
Yeah, and I mean, like the level design was so fun to me because we had that. I don't remember the names of all these levels, by the way. I should probably do some, or I should have maybe done some Googling. But like when you shoot up to the Shine Gate and you go on that pipe on top.
Yes.
And then you can go underneath the world and like monkey bar around. I loved that kind of stuff. I loved when you got the pineapple out of the pipe on top of the buildings and you go there. It's that weird kind of super odd hotel. Like you're in there, jumping through the paintings, a little throwback to Mario 64. Like you're running through the painting, going up there. Like it was just, there was so much there that I thought was just really fun. And, just overall, it was good. I liked it,
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has an identity. It seeks out it knows what kind of game it wants to be, and it is that game. I will give you that.
I do.
And don't get me wrong, I like it. I played it, most recently with 3D All Stars. I would play it again if it, came to GameCube Classics, all that stuff. Don't dislike Sunshine, but it's interesting to me to see it juxtaposed with Super Mario World. So tell me about that one.
Super Mario World. I think this is kind of a no-brainer. So, like, I mean, for me, even through all the newer games, best co-op Mario game, I think. Like, just a blast. Everything from the characters that you see in it, the music that's in it, the difficulty of it, the overworld, like, everything was just super well balanced, difficulty wise, and just how much fun I can go back and still have when I play it. I know everything that's going to happen, but I enjoy it every single time, and without fail, like it's never dull to me. And because I can return to it so often and have such a good time, I feel like I have to make that my favorite one. Like it just has to be number one to me.
Sure. I didn't make this a category, but if we were judging most timeless Mario game, I think it's easily World, right?
Yeah.
I think the graphics, the music, the gameplay, it all just holds up.
Yeah.
As well as it did back then. And it's been great in, every iteration of it. Even I don't think the Game Boy Advance version is superior, but it's a fine way to play it. I totally get that. So I'm gonna make you choose between your two babies here. Which
I mean, it's gonna be World. It's gonna be
Sure.
World. And to be honest with you, like I'm still rifling around, like because Mario Bros. 3 is another one I hold super close. You know, like actually, you know, now that we're talking it out and like just making sense of things, I'd probably go Super Mario World, Mario Bros. 3, and then Sunshine for me. I think that'd be my top
Sure.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's solid. I totally get that. I think for a long time I would have said World was my favorite for a very long time, and by I think a pretty large margin, because while I get that 3 is up there in that conversation, I think World is so much better than 3. You know, but 3 great game.
Yeah.
But my favorite Mario game in recent years, this has become very clear to me that it is Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh.
All right. And the reason for that is I feel like it captures everything about Mario that I like. I like the variety of the levels. I like, you know, as far as power-ups go, it's everything in that you're, you know, taking over a Goomba and now you're this thing and you're that thing and, you know, Yoshi. And I love that there are so many transformations like that and so many different mechanics and things to do. And I love that there's just little, you talked about secrets earlier, like that game. If you see something that's a little off or something you can interact with, the game will always reward you for doing that. And I love that. So for me, Mario Odyssey is like the perfect Mario game.
All right.
But for a long time, I would have said there was no way it could have been a 3D Mario game.
Man.
Until this long.
That is wild. I like it.
Yeah.
I thought about Odyssey pretty hard. I'm not going to lie. Like I really did because, I mean, like you said, it takes you back. Like it really does. They did such a good job with it. And I mean, the mechanics, like adding Cappy and being able to jump off Cappy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like for me, it's been a long time since since Sunshine, to be honest, since they added a mechanic that felt really solid in the game.
Sure. Okay.
And like I liked Flood and Mario Sunshine. I do think Cappy is a much more it's much more creative than Flood, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety to what they can do with it. And I think they utilize that very well.
Yeah, and it's a challenging one too. Like you can't like Flood, you just push R and you're cruising. You know, there's creative ways to use them, but the Cappy thing like actually takes timing and a little bit of thought, and like I think that is interesting to do. You know, so
yeah, and it's always exciting when you see a new enemy to be like, okay, cool. What am I going to be able to do when I take over that thing? So yeah, I think for me right now, it's easily Odyssey.
Cool. No, I see it.
I would say World is probably number 2.
Ooh.
And then I don't know. I'd go either 3 or 64 probably.
3. Okay. So you're like we're pretty close as far as 2D goes. We're pretty close because 3 is right after World. I think it is literally World, and then 3, and then Sunshine for me. So you'd go World and then 3 as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean 3 is so
good. It is, and I mean that's another one. I don't feel like it's. We talked about World being timeless. 3 is like almost there for me, but 3 has little things that to me I just look at it and I go, "You're an NES game. You're old."
Yeah,
like. It's and every time I go back to it, I feel like there are a little more. It's a little more of that feeling every time.
It's like I'm using the word clunky extremely loose, but like
I know
you can feel the difference a little bit in 3 than World. You know.
Yeah, in World, Mario is always doing like exactly what I intend for him to be doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3, and like that's the thing. Like when you play something like Mario Maker, I love levels that are in the 3 style, but it is a little different. Then you go back and play the actual Mario 3 and it's like, okay, like, this is still great, but it doesn't hold up quite as well. So on the opposite end of the spectrum, what is your least favorite Mario game?
Now, I've got a question.
Doesn't mean you hate it, but your least favorite.
Well, so you said I can go in like any direction with this.
Yeah, it could be a spin-off, it could be it could be whatever.
Fucking Mario versus Sonic at any of the fucking Olympics, dude.
Oh, the Olympics. Okay. Okay, all right.
Fuck
just
those games, dude. Fuck them.
Okay. So I really haven't played any of these. So what is wrong with them?
It's never captured my attention, man. Like, do you remember? It felt like for years we were being tormented with these things. You'd get on a direct, and you're like, "Oh, right, here we go," and they're like, "Mario versus Sonic at the 2000," and you're like, "No, come on!" Like, dude, how are they getting there every year? Stop it!
So, these started in 2008, I believe, and they were on the Wii and the DS. And then I believe this last Olympic Games was the first one to not have a Mario and Sonic game.
Thank God.
Since then, but they've done all of them, the summer and winter. So you're right. Every 2 years, we were getting these for 12, 14 years, I believe.
Well,
12 years, I think.
What fucking year is the cover where Mario's racing Sonic? I'm like, why are we racing Sonic? Why is anyone racing Sonic?
I agree. Any track events, it does feel like maybe, that's the first one. That's well, it seems like a lot of these, maybe they are.
Come on.
Yeah. What's this one? Beijing. Yeah. So, okay, I see what you're saying. But, I mean, he's not going to win all the field events,
no.
right? Sonic's got 9 arms. He's not throwing a shot put further than Bowser or anything like that. But yeah, that's funny. So when I look at like my Wii collection and I'm like, well, what am I missing? That is always a game that I think about picking up, just because I know it was a big deal and I never tried it. So my only experience with it is actually the arcade machine that they have at an arcade around here. At least they used to, at the mall. And I would play around with that a little bit. But okay, so you hate these.
I hate these games, but like, don't get me wrong. There's an audience. I'm just being a little dramatic, and that's okay. You know,
that's fine. You don't have to like it.
But like, I'm sure there are some kids that are playing their Wii and they're loving it, and I love that. But like, I was driven crazy for these games. Like, it bothered me.
But do you remember how big of a deal it was? These two coming together for the Olympics?
And I understand that. And like, we were talking about, Sega's legacy with Nintendo back then.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. I love that this was a thought, and like, it's like, I get it, but like, fuck that.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. My least favorite Mario game is a mainline Mario game.
Okay.
Ooh. And that is New Super Mario Brothers 2 for the 3DS. I don't fucking like this game. And I feel like I'm the only person that doesn't like this
I don't like it either.
There are some 3DS games that I remember playing and I thought, wow, this is incredible. I can't believe I'm playing this on a handheld. I can't believe how good it looks. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was one of those games.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes I play a game on the 3DS and I'm like, this just looks like dog shit. It's jaggy. And it's one of the new Super Mario Brothers games, so it doesn't have a lot of character to begin with. And then this is the one where they're just like, it's all coins. Everything's gold. Everything's coins. And I got so tired of that. I played through this game. I received this one, I believe, as a gift. And I didn't care for it. And I think it didn't help that it came out just a few months, I think, before New Super Mario Brothers Wii, or U. So it was right there. And I really like that one. Okay. I think of the new Super games, that's the best one.
Yeah.
So I've got the best one and the worst one coming out and playing them within a few months of each other. I hate it. It looks awful. Why does it look like that?
It does. Dude, though, the thing, so we were talking a couple of weeks back, and I may have mentioned when I brought this up, but so when I modded my 3DS, I was like, oh man, let's visit some of these titles. Like, let's play some of these. And I'm not even talking about, by the way, I should clarify, like, this is before it was done. So I was putting in my cartridges, okay?
Sure.
So, like, to be clear, these are authentic from the cartridge, not being emulated on the 3DS. I was like, why does it look like that? Like, this is not what I remember. No. And like, I haven't felt that shocked since I thought that fucking TV could play N64. You know what I mean? So like,
sure.
I threw on, both Zelda 3D titles. This was actually one of them too, Super Mario Bros. 2, or New Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario 3D World. Like I threw on all those, and I was honestly like, I was pretty taken back because it's just such a shock when you see. I mean, like if you're like me and you're dabbling around with the emulation space, and you see like what kind of textures and how you can up-res things and stuff. Going back to OEM hardware, man, like sometimes it's shocking.
A little bit.
You know,
there were a few 3DS games that had this effect on me, and I'm sure it will come up at some point. But Link Between Worlds is one of those games.
Yeah.
That like I hate the way that game looks. I can't get over it.
Dude, I loved it when it came out. I loved it.
I think it is a fun game to play. I do have some problems with the structure. It's been a while since I played it, but that game looks like crap though, just like this one, and that's why it's not the only reason it's my least favorite. I think it's boring. I think it looks awful.
Yeah.
It's not an inspiring Mario game to play. But actually, I mean this is fitting. So the next question here for you is, what is, in your opinion, the best looking Mario game? You can define this however you want.
This is hard too. This is a hard one too.
Sure.
I have two answers again that I'm rifling through right now. I mean, well, 2D and 3D. Okay. I gotta go Odyssey. I think number one.
Yeah, beautiful game.
It's beautiful. I mean, even still, it's beautiful. I would have to say Odyssey is probably the best looking game to me as far as Mario goes. And I mean, like, I almost feel like I was trying to think about it a little bit differently earlier when I was rifling through this because, you know, of course it's beautiful. It's new. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of the newer titles. So, like, I was like, really, like, what else about these games? You know, like, what else is beautiful? Not just, like, the obvious, like, Odyssey answer. But, I mean, like, Odyssey really did go above and beyond with the environments. I mean, like, they really did a good job. So when I'm thinking about, like, older entries, like what was the best looking? Now, like, 2D, though, it's interesting to say because, and you already said it, so it sucks to say the same game twice, but, like, you kind of said it earlier with Mario World, like, Super Nintendo titles in general just age perfectly all the time. Like, I got no issue. So I don't even list it like as a second entry, but like I just want to say Super Nintendo just ages perfectly forever. I mean, you know,
totally agree.
It works perfectly, but I'm going to go with Odyssey for my best looking, I think.
Yeah, and I totally get that. I respect that. It's actually, you know, I mentioned Odyssey being my favorite Mario game. It's gorgeous, but the art style, I think, leaves a little something to be desired when they do the realistic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the people, the dinosaur, the dog. I don't care for that.
No, New Donk City kind of sucks.
Great. The transformations, they look great. But yeah, anytime they go for the realism in that game, I don't care for it. And I get it, you know, but it's just, so it's hard for me to like I'm very glad Bonanza stayed away from trying to do that.
Yeah.
So totally get it. And like you said, I think when I think of a Mario, if you said think of a Mario sprite, I'm thinking of the Mario World sprite. Like, that is just, it's classic. This was my first one where I had two answers.
Ooh.
And I could honestly go either way with it. So the first one I had is the sequel to Mario World, and that's Yoshi's Island.
Oh.
I think beautiful. Like, it takes that pixel art and it just turns it into enough of like a hand-drawn style that it has a very distinct look to it that I think it nails. And then the other one is our most recent Mario game, and that is Wonder. I think Wonder is awesome because it takes New Super Mario Brothers, which is a style that I overall think is pretty boring.
Yeah.
And it modernizes it and it gives it enough character that it does feel like Mario. Yeah. It feels somewhere in between the classic, both the 2D and 3D games, but then also the movie. It feels like kind of this is the canon Mario. And so I do want to give flowers to Wonder, but I don't know. I have a tough time picking between those two.
It is tough. I mean, I enjoyed with Wonder just changing the running animation. I like that. Like
that went a long way.
It does.
I kind of want to, I think it's a little sacrilegious here, but I want to go with Wonder. I think over Yoshi's Island.
That's crazy
because I think Wonder does enough with what we know and plays around with it, and I appreciate that.
You got me really thinking in a different way. I like that. Because I'm not gonna put this on paper, but like one of the other titles I was thinking about was like Thousand Year Door. Excuse me.
Yes, that's definitely in the competition.
Yeah.
I love the way those look, especially the remake.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the remake did such a great job. Looks so good.
Yeah, I think like quality of the game itself aside, I think the Paper Mario franchise is like always, it's that hand drawn look. And It's awesome. It's why I think it's one of the few N64 games that really hold up visually.
Yeah.
It just uses 2D sprites and it looks awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we've talked a lot on this podcast about music.
Oh yeah.
Video game music. So, and again, define this however you want. Which Mario game has the best music?
Man. So this is a really hard one, but my number one is easy. But I've got to like all of them. I feel like I got to make an honorable mention.
Sure.
So my hands down Mario 64.
Hands down.
Hands down. And this is why. So it's the tracks that have stuck with me. So Dire Docks. The file select screen. Dude.
Right.
It hurts, man. Like that there was a lo-fi jingle of that came out not long ago. Maybe a while longer than I think, but
sure.
It gets me, man. Like I like listen to that and I'm like, I feel like I am 6 years old right now. Like it is so comforting in fact that there used to be this album that I had downloaded on my phone. I haven't admitted this to a lot of people publicly, but here we go, put it on the internet. So for a long time into my adult life, I didn't fly a lot, like on planes.
Sure.
Well, clearly on planes. And just take it off, dude. And one of my first bigger jobs required me to travel quite a bit back in 2013, 2012. And sure. I had this album on my phone, and it was called it was for fucking infants, and it was a whole album of Mario 64 songs that they turned into basically piano music.
Okay, that's awesome.
And it got me listening to that soundtrack quite a bit, and made me realize how many just absolute rippers were on the Mario 64 soundtrack. So, I mean, the Bowser battle song,
don't get me wrong, it's all good, and it was my runner-up.
Oh, okay.
I could have made an argument for it being number one. I totally get it.
Wet Dry World.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, somber.
It nails. I think it does a great job of nailing the tone for every level.
Yeah.
None of the tracks feel out of place.
No.
Right.
No.
And that's awesome.
Super.
It's hard to achieve in a game. So
yeah, I gotta give it to Mario 64.
So what is that runner-up that you want to, or that
the runner-up? Mario Bros. 3 again. Mario Bros. 3.
Sure.
And I feel comfortable putting that on record. But dude, it's a big deal for us. We're putting things on paper right now. You know what I mean? These are our opinions.
Break that from the record. I never said that.
What? I never said that.
I never said that.
No, but strictly for the battleships, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of those tunes, I loved them. And the overworld music, I don't know. It just there's this I don't know what to call it, but this clank to it that I just really love.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great. Those are both great picks. I think we talk about why has Mario endured for 40 plus years, and I think music is a big part of it. The Super Mario Brothers overworld theme is one of the most recognizable things in pop culture, right? Like, and then like you said, since then they just keep churning out more and more classic themes. So I mentioned, I was between two, and I think kind of when I was looking at them just now, I think I kind of made my choice. So I'm glad you talked a lot about Mario 64 because that was my other choice. But I'm going to go with Super Mario Galaxy for this one,
That's a good one.
which is another one that I feel like just kind of nails the vibe of all the different worlds, and it does a good job of making the tracks, particularly the ones that are in space, feel otherworldly.
Yeah.
Like I think it sets the tone so well for what you're doing in that game, and I think the fact that a real orchestra is playing the songs goes a long way. You talked about the remixes on piano, and we've heard lots of remixes of the soundtracks of these different games, but having that just baked right into the game, it gets stuck in my head. When I was looking down the list, to come up with these answers, I could hear it.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Oh, dude.
I'm like, I got to go with Mario Galaxy.
Big orchestrated sound. Everything's very grand in that game. I like that. Yeah. It is profound.
So, we talked a little bit about this, the difficulty of Mario games. So what is, in your opinion, the easiest Mario game? That could be a good or bad thing.
This is a tough one, too, only because I feel like this is so subjective, a little bit.
Of course.
But I feel like most of the newer Mario games, I honestly just breezed through them. So I didn't really enjoy them all that much. But at the same time, I also don't want to give an easy answer like the ones we know that are not for us.
Yeah. I talked about Princess Peach Showtime.
Yeah.
That's not my answer. But.
Yeah, so like I don't want to go that way, but I think I'm gonna go with Mario Bros. Mario Bros. For the Wii.
Okay.
New Super Mario Bros.
Look at that! I got that paste ready to go. How convenient is that?
Get out!
And so like, tell me if I'm hitting the right note here. I think it's designed. That game was very much designed around playing it with other people. It's meant to be a couch co-op game, and I think the being able to turn into a little bubble.
Yep.
Whether when you get hit or just because you want to. I think takes. Well, I remember playing that game with our pal that we've mentioned a couple times with Keenan, and he would just turn into a bubble all the time because he'd get scared, and then I would do the platforming for a little bit.
Or you had to shoot out a couple texts or something and just bubble it out. Like, Keenan.
Yeah, exactly.
Dial it in.
That probably was more often what it was. But yeah, I think, and that's fine. I get that that's what that game is. It's meant to be a multiplayer game. But I think, it just kind of, then you run through that game solo, which I did when I played, all of these back in the last anniversary, the 35th anniversary. And I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't, without other people bouncing around the screen, this game is not difficult.
No.
So
that was honestly that was when I started feeling a lack of interest. Honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Because I thought the first new Super Mario Brothers game on the DS was cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first Mario platformer in a long time, 2D. And then when this came to the Wii a couple years later, it's like, this is largely the same game. And then I actually played it, and I was like, oh yeah, there's no challenge to it. It's just not. Yeah, so I feel like an easy answer there. What is the hardest Mario game?
I wonder if we have the same answer for this, but
Curious.
Super Mario Bros. 2.
Okay, so of my two answers, I did write down Super Mario Brothers 2. We're of course talking about the original release, the Lost Levels, if you will.
Yep.
And that game is freaking hard. So, have you beaten that game?
I have.
Okay.
I have. And I feel like I use save states.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. It is. It's just, I get it. Like, there are certain bits of it. Like, I tried. I was like, I want to do this for real. And I started it that way. And I don't know how far I got before I was like, you know what? No, I'm not having fun with this. Like, there are things that are challenging, and then there are things that are just mean, and and yeah. So I get that one.
Okay,
that
I'm
was one
glad.
of the 2 games I picked.
You what?
Yeah, that was one of the 2 games I picked.
Okay, I am curious what your other one is. Yeah, I'm curious what your other one is. I just think that Mario, in this one, I was like, because I was alone, I was playing it. I was like, no one's gonna know. No one's gonna ask me on a podcast one day. Like. So I just wanted to see the whole game. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Totally get it. So I ultimately, and again, after looking at it, I kind of made my choice here. So I'm again glad you picked the other one. I'm gonna go with Super Mario Sunshine because I think that game is also at times cruel and has the 3D Mario jank to it that drives me crazy. What? So you mentioned that level with the village and you can go underneath it. I remember being infuriated as a child. And there are other levels. You're rolling the watermelon.
Yeah.
A lot of the levels where you lose FLUDD, that stupid bird in the sky. Yeah. Like, there are so many things in that game, like pain points, that I just don't want to do again. And then you talk about all the blue coins and trying to get all those. Yeah. If you're a completionist, you want to do that. It's crazy. Mario Sunshine is the hardest Mario game.
Dude, the secret levels where you lose FLUDD are my favorite. I love them.
I agree. They're awesome, and I love the music in them.
Oh, dude, come on. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Like, fucking, dude, it's so fucking good, man. Acapella, hell yeah.
But, man, some of them get very difficult. And like I said, there are other parts of that game that are just as tough. So, yeah, I think for me, that is the hardest Mario game.
Dude, I am so shocked right now. I thought for sure you were going to put it for, like, fucking worst.
No, I can appreciate it. It has some great redeeming qualities to it, but
I just hope. Yeah, never mind. I don't want to spoil anything for the future here. All right.
So this kind of ends the section that I intended for the platformers, but what is your favorite Mario spin-off series? Go any direction you want with this.
So this one's tough because the easy answer isn't, like, I don't want the easy answer to be my answer because it is. That's the thing. It sucks.
I don't know what the easy answer is for this one.
I think it's Mario Kart.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
I think it's Mario Kart because if I'm being honest, like, I played the shit out of Mario Kart games, man. Like, I was pumped for World. I loved it. I loved 8. Yeah, I'm not going to keep going further than that because I'm going to give away some other future answers to things. But, like,
okay,
I really, Mario Kart 64 brings back really great memories, like Battle. And I'm not just talking, at this point, I'm not even talking about nostalgia. I'm talking about having absolute fun playing these games still. And
yeah,
I just feel like if it's not a platformer or like a 3D adventure, then I feel like it has to be a spin-off. So I would have to say Mario Kart, but see, and then I'm not going to spoil too much ahead, but I know we're going to talk about sports.
Yeah.
So then, because like I'd put sports in this category too. So I'm like,
well, so the way I looked at this category was that this is the sub-series as a whole, right? So, and it's funny, I wrote down 3 different answers. Mario Kart was not one of them. So when you say it's the easy answer, that's funny to me. But I do agree that I think Mario Kart is consistently very good.
Yeah, it is consistently very good. Because here's the thing, I have 3 answers because I wasn't sure how I would classify them. And I'll just tell you what those answers are right now, just to lay them all out there. But like, but I hate one of them because it's going to spoil the next question we have on this list.
Maybe. Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Actually, no, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't.
I mean, you telling me that kind of means it will, but like, if you hadn't told me that, it wouldn't necessarily do that.
Well, you see, I keep having 2 answers to everything. It's like I could pivot.
Sure, you could pivot, but it's also okay if it overlaps.
I know. But spin-off series like Kart would be my answer. But my other ones were Mario Maker.
Oh, great. Okay, I didn't even think about that one either.
You know, loved Mario Maker. Did not love Mario Maker 2. We've talked about it a million times. And then Mario Golf, man.
Mario Golf is great.
Golf.
Yeah, I get it. I do have that as one of mine, because that's of the Mario sports games, that is the one that it is consistently good.
Yeah,
you know, the other ones definitely have low points, I think.
They do.
And yeah, so I get Mario Golf 100%.
But man,
yeah. So while we're going over it, I'll kind of throw my other two answers out there as well, so we can kind of figure this out. How do you feel about a spin-off that only has one entry? Does that count?
Yeah.
Not a series, right?
It counts.
But I wrote down Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Oh.
Of that game. It's a spin-off of 3D World. Only the one game, but they did, add DLC to it and the switchboard and all that stuff. So that's a good one. And then the other one, and I know this won't be my final answer, but I wrote down Dr. Mario. Because I love Dr. Mario. And like the DS, the 2 DS Dr. Marios are great. Dr. Luigi on the Wii U.
Wait.
That was fun. The L-shaped blocks. What? What's up?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know if I think I might. Oh no. What do you consider, just free talking it, what do you consider Luigi's Mansion? Is that a Mario game?
Yeah, so I was going to say, I think it's interesting that we didn't really talk about any of the, and I guess I didn't think of Toad this way either, but neither of us mentioned Donkey Kong or Wario or Yoshi, which I think you could make an argument for any of them. But yeah, I think Luigi's Mansion is a Mario spin-off series.
That changes it a little bit.
I did consider that here.
That changes it a little bit then. I think for me, I think I have to say, I think I'd have to change mine to Luigi's Mansion, the first one with the GameCube.
Okay, well, this is series, so I mean, you can.
Oh,
if you stand by all of it.
Oh, damn, that sucks. God damn, this is a hard one, man. This is really hard.
Mean, the first two are good. I can't speak on the third one because I haven't played that one. But
yeah, I played all of them except for the 3DS. I didn't play the 3DS one.
Okay,
Dark Moon. Yeah. But man, I absolutely loved the first Luigi's Mansion, man. Like I love that game. But I hate saying Mario Kart, dude, but it's a series and I play the shit out of it, so I feel like I have to keep it.
I mean, it's a great answer. Like you said, it makes a lot of sense. I did not even think about it.
I can't believe that.
And I'm gonna go with Captain Toad, right. I think. Because I really like that game and I would love a sequel that we'll never get. So, I mean, you said you kind of gave this one away, but I don't necessarily know. I have a good idea of what you're going to say, but what is the best Mario sports game? Well, it's clearly a golf game.
So that's the thing. Like sports games, I'd say golf. Like overall.
Yeah, sure. But I want one. I want the best.
Right, you
sports
want
game.
One. I actually. Shit. So here's what's rumbling around my head. You keep saying let's talk it out. Let's talk it out a little bit. So
yeah,
I got
a lot for this one too.
I've got some strong ones. So Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Color.
Ooh, yeah.
So we actually recently brought this game up for some reason. I don't remember why we were talking about it on the podcast.
I think you're talking about the RPGs that those games had.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. And I played the shit out of that. I love it. I still love it also. Like and if we're talking about like all-time favorite sports game, that's in my top 3.
Okay.
So yeah, Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Color, original or GameCube Toadstool Tour Mario Golf. So either Mario Golf 64 or Mario Golf Toadstool Tour for the GameCube.
Sure.
And then Mario Tennis for the N64 also.
Okay. I thought you were going to go Toadstool Tour for sure. I thought that was where you were going to go with this. So that's interesting.
I know. So it's hard because Mario Golf for the 64. This is what I'm like thinking through. if I'm like relaxing, I'm gonna go fucking shoot some golf with my boy virtually. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna go rip some fucking. I'm gonna. I'm gonna fuck it up. All right. But anyway, I feel like because I always revert back to that game being like kind of a relaxing game for me, I feel like I might have to pick Mario Golf for the 64. I think that's where I have to go with it.
Okay. Not a bad choice at all. Yeah, I get it. It is one too that I think it just has an identity to it.
Yeah.
Like it just, I don't know. It's just you get in there and you're in Mario Golf, and it doesn't quite feel like anything else, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
So okay, so I also had a couple options here. I'm going to start out with one that is not in the running, but I wanted to give it a shout out because I do really love this game, and that is Mario Hoops 3-on-3 for the DS.
Yeah.
All right. Love that. Mario Basketball. For some reason, Final Fantasy characters are in it. That's
even better.
But they're in there, and it's cool. And on the original DS, like it was a 3D basketball game, and I remember being really impressed with that. So that's cool. Actual games that could be my favorite Mario sports game, I've got two for you. And I think I know what this one is too. I'm going to start with Mario Strikers Charged for the Wii. Okay. I liked that one better than the GameCube one, which I didn't spend a ton of time with, to be fair. But Strikers on the Wii had the online for the first time. It had, subtle motion controls. It wasn't crazy. It was just a lot of, waggle, that kind of thing. So that's up there. I did really like that. But I think I'm going to have to give it to Mario Golf World Tour 3DS.
Okay.
This one, also... So when I was going through this list, I kind of forgot that we went through a period where there was not... Like, the Wii and the DS didn't have Mario Golf and tennis games.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird. It is super weird.
They brought the GameCube tennis game to Wii with motion controls, but that doesn't count. And I guess same thing for the Wii U. Again, the Wii U did have its own tennis, but so getting Mario Golf on the 3DS was awesome. Like having that on the go, having all these courses, having online play, online tournaments that Nintendo ran, that was really cool. It had its own DLC courses and things. Like there was just a lot of depth to it. And yeah, I think that's going to be my pick.
Do you golf in real life?
I haven't in a very long time. I used to, though. When we were in middle school and high school, I golfed a lot.
I find it so funny about how much I enjoy Mario Golf, and I don't know fucking shit about golf in real life. If there's any way, I can only relate to people in golf if I know it through Mario Golf.
As cartoony as it is, I do feel like it's a pretty good representation of golf.
Yeah.
You play the real golf sims, and they're not that different.
No, I mean, it's funny because you're picking your clubs, so you get a good idea of what you need to use when, they even throw the wind at you,
yeah. I was at the same time I was playing Toadstool Tour, I was playing Tiger Woods PGA Golf with my dad on the GameCube as well. So I was just interchangeably playing those two golf games, and yeah, they're not that different.
Yeah, no, because in real life, I'd be hacking that green up, dude. I'd be fucking it up, Leo. But Mario Golf, I love that. I love it. It's good.
Yeah, can't wait for the GameCube sports games to come to Switch.
Yeah,
it's those two, and then baseball, which we didn't talk about that. I haven't really played any of the Mario baseball games.
Those were cousin games for me.
Okay, sure.
One of my favorite topics that we talk about sometimes, cousin game.
Yeah, I think my cousins had Mario Baseball. I have a feeling
it's a cousin game, dude. I'm telling you.
I feel I think I may be wrong about that, but
it's like Metal Gear. At your cousin's house.
Here's a mainstream. Doesn't matter. Okay, what is the best Mario RPG?
Oh,
You've got several options here, and honestly, you brought up the sports RPGs.
Yeah.
So if you want to throw either the two golfs, either the two tennis games in there, you can. But I was more thinking along the lines Mario and Luigi, Paper Mario, and of course Super Mario RPG.
Right.
So like, where are you at with this one?
So I'd feel a little concerned if one of us were to list any of the sports games, if I'm being honest. Although, like I said previously, the Mario Tennis RPG was fantastic. It doesn't hold up as an RPG. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
Yeah, it's not better than the big boys.
No, it's not. It's not.
I get it.
We're talking. That's like Lego League compared. All right.
Sure.
For Mario RPG, so I do love Super Mario RPG. Like, yeah, it's a great game. Especially they did such a tremendous job with the remake also.
Oh yeah.
So I love that one. So that's in my top 2. The other one that I'm rifling with is Paper Mario, specifically for the N64.
Okay.
And then the third would be Thousand Year Door, which to me, I feel like have to be the top. Like, nothing outside of that competes for me for those. So the first one, it's hard because when we have beautiful remakes of 2 of them,
right,
that both of them breathed like it was just electric. Like, they brought those back to life in such a big way that it's hard to pick something above them. But, and again, this is odd for me because my memories for Paper Mario for the 64 are not driven by nostalgia. This is like revisited in my adult age and enjoy it in the same capacity. Paper Mario for the 64 is just beautiful. Like, I love that game.
Yeah. You're right. It's the short end of the stick because it doesn't have a pretty remake. It, I don't think has as much fan love as Thousand Year Door. Like, it's not one of the bad Paper Marios, but it's not. I don't think a lot of people regard it as the best Paper Mario, so it kind of gets overlooked.
Yeah. But I think I'm gonna go with it though. Paper Mario 64. I think that's gonna be it for me. And I think the reason that I'm gonna give it to it is because it didn't need and I mean, again, Thousand Year Door, the story, everything. Even we're talking just the originals right now, not even considering the remakes. Like, the story was so great in that game. Like, I very much enjoyed it. There's just something about how old Paper Mario is and how well it still stands up. Yeah. I think that's why I'm going to go with that one.
Oh, I love that. I love seeing that game get some love because I did not give it any love. I wrote down 2, and they're not, or the other 2. They're Thousand Year Door and they're Mario RPG. And yeah, I think looking at the 2 remakes we've got in recent years, I think, they're both excellent ways to play those 2 games, which are otherwise kind of hard to play by legal means. I had, besides dabbling a little bit, when we were in high school, I had not played through Mario RPG until that remake.
Ooh.
So I have a lot of love for that, but I think it's Thousand Year Door for me. I love the way that story comes together. I think it's gorgeous, especially on the Switch. I think it's perfect. There's nothing I would change in Thousand Year Door.
I think I'm not going to drag this on for too long, but I think that the other reason for Paper Mario 64 for me is, and again, I'm not hating on Thousand Year Door at all, but there's a couple of areas in Thousand Year Door that I just didn't care for so much so that they would kind of bore me, and I felt like I had to really push myself to get through them. Sure. I'm going to butcher this really bad. It's the forest area. I can't remember what it's actually called, but very
kind of like Twilight.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. What is that called?
I can't remember. I might just give it a Google. But anyway, that area, we don't have to hang up on it. But I didn't find that one, and there's one other one too. But there were a couple areas where I feel like I had to push myself through it, and I didn't really realize that because I was blinded again by as I am often. I fall victim to the nostalgia goggles, Sure. And when I replayed Thousand Year Door, it reminded me of that, and I was like, oh, like my memories of this game were so good, but now I'm remembering a couple of areas I feel like I had to really push myself through. And again, I played through Paper Mario 64. I never got that feeling. I enjoyed every area in that game.
Yeah. And I know, at least for me, I have not played any of the Mario Luigi games. I'm sure someone is listening and going, why are they not talking about those?
Yeah.
It's because I haven't played them. I would love to. I need to. Superstar Saga is on the Switch. I should play it, but we'll see if I ever get to that.
Yeah. I probably won't, unless, I mean, I'm willing to be convinced. So if anybody out there wants to do some convincing, it might work on me. So give it a shot.
All right, give it a shot. Convince Jordan to play the GBA Classic Superstar Saga.
Rock and roll, yeah, I love
it. What is your favorite Mario character?
I feel like you know.
I do feel like I know. But we'll see. Yeah.
I could technically say
with you.
What's that?
In the room with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there one visible?
Yep. Barely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We weren't looking at it.
Yeah, it's like over here. I don't even. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So technically, there's two, because technically they're two different characters, but Big Boo and King Boo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big Boo doesn't get a lot of
no, love. But the reason I love Big Boo is I'm not going to say it's holds a lot of water here, but like I think Big Boo has the funniest animations.
Yes.
So that's why I love him so much. And then King Boo is just so fun because there's so many different versions of King Boo. I legitimately didn't really care for the new Luigi's Mansions versions of him, when he's all purple and has the weird eyes and stuff.
Okay.
So I kind of stay away from that one, but I mean,
it's pretty scary.
He's a pretty scary guy.
Yeah.
But like all the other iterations of King Boo, I really, really enjoy. But I mean, there's other like honorable mentions. I'm trying to remember some of the odd ones, like the Lakitu. Like I think those are super fun.
He's one of my honorable mentions. Yeah,
he's one of your honorable.
I got 3 of them. He's one of them.
Dude, I feel dumb. I cannot. Kamek.
Yeah, that's another one. Comic.
Yeah, Comic. Dude, I'd call him Magic Man so often that I just forget what his real name is. Like, Magic Man, he's back.
I'm curious if your other one's the same as mine. Like I said, I've got 3 of them.
Okay.
Comic, Lakitu, and I've got one more. Is it who I think it is? Do I have to make a sound effect?
Oh. Who is it?
Shy Guy.
Oh, Shy Guy. Yes. Wasn't on my list, but yes, 100% honorable mention. That is definitely an honorable mention. I got a lot of love for Shy Guy as well. And I mean, there's so many though. It is hard to choose.
They're great. Yeah.
As soon as I went through this list, I knew who mine was. It's just always has been. But like, but I mean, it's not without love for so many of them, you know?
Yeah. I will say, because we just talked a lot about Paper Mario, I want to say that I miss when Nintendo would make like individual characters.
Yeah.
It wasn't just your partner is a Goomba. It's like, no, it's Goombario and he's got a little hat.
Yeah.
Like, and Cooper, and like they all had like identities and their own look, and like I want to get back to that as a whole in the Mario franchise. I don't think we're there. So okay, so yeah, I did know your favorite Mario character. Do you know my favorite Mario character?
Luigi?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude!
Yeah. I like Luigi, not just because of this, but I mean, green is a cooler color than red, personally. But I actually really like how much character Luigi has been given since like those N64 Mario sports games, like, and then Luigi's Mansion and just so on. Like, they've given him such an identity of, the kind of dopey brother, and he's scared of everything, and he's awkward and shy and goofy, and I like Luigi a lot.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can respect that.
Time.
I had another one on my list that I want to bring up because I thought it was like so funny, man. When you brought up Goombario, I thought of Bobby the Bob-omb.
Yeah. The old,
like the cryptically sad.
yeah.
Which is actually really sad though. But like,
Okay.
I do really like bob-ombs. Actually, in one of my other logos, I have a bob-omb holding a little flag.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, Bobby is hilarious, man. I wish I could remember the little clip that I'm talking about.
Make sure I'm looking at the same guy.
There was a super viral clip of him that was really sad.
Yeah, it's when he's when you're on like the lift, right?
Yeah.
I wish I could remember what it was. I'll have to insert a clip, but
yeah, we'll find it. Yeah. We'll find it.
Yeah, we'll find it and put it in there. But okay, your favorite Mario power up. There are a lot of options here.
There are.
So I'm curious. What do you have? One? Do you have a couple? Mine actually is a combination. The game lets you combine these, and I really like that combo.
I have a hard time deciding my favorite one because, like, do you consider any like item that you interact with that kind of does something as a power up?
Yeah, I think anything that transforms you, any suits, any the caps in Mario 64.
What about like being inside of something?
Yeah, if it's the one I'm thinking of, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Is it an article of clothing, perhaps?
Yeah. So okay, all right. Let's talk it out. We've been talking it out. Let's talk it out.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a couple of them, and I'm gonna see if you can help me rifle through this. Transformations. Now this one's a stretch. We were talking before. We're surprised we're not stretching this a little bit.
Yeah.
So some of my favorite transformations in Mario games is in Yoshi's Island. When you transform into the little car or the helicopter, or the little,
yeah,
because like it's an acid trip when it happens. You're like,
very, very weird,
and then you're the thing. And I thought that was as a kid. I mean, I'm sure like my sisters being older than me saw that coming.
Of course, he's a helicopter now.
But I feel like I just fucking dropped. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa! And all of a sudden, you're this thing, and that was really exciting for me. So I remember being extremely excited about it. I'm having crazy deja vu right now, by the way, which is super odd. But
okay.
So there's that. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was super fun, and I thought that would be a fun answer because it came to mind immediately, which I was surprised by. But it's not something you'd think of. Other ones, more common ones. So when I was asking you the questions about what you would consider a power up, for no reason at all, the boot.
Okay, yeah. No, it's quirky, it's fun.
Fun. I mean, me and my sisters like to joke about this all the time. We're actually like, we've talked for many years about all three of us getting tattoos of the boot and Mario or Luigi or people in the boot. Because we just hop around the fucking boot, man, until the clock runs out. You're just hopping around on the boot. Like, for some reason, it's just extremely enjoyable. And then as far as like real power-ups go, this one I'm totally like if I was being serious, I'm torn between the feather for Super Mario World and I'm torn between the Tanuki leaf for Mario Bros. 3. Because as far as like being useful and fun, Tanuki Mario is pretty sweet, and if I was being honest, like, what a solid power-up to have. That didn't feel... Like, the feather and the Tanuki leaf felt, like, strategically fun. Like, you could be bad at the feather. If you didn't know how to balance the...
Oh, yeah.
The, like, what would you... Like, the gliding, I guess you'll call it, since he's, like, kind of bouncing. And the Tanuki feather, like, obviously you can float a little bit on your way down, but you can also swing around and use your tail as like a weapon. So like that could be, that was kind of fun and interesting. So I have those like very, very realistic like answers as far as like how useful and valuable they are. And then just the charming, kind of funny Yoshi's Island and boot, tomfoolery that you can have.
Okay. Yeah, we can go with that. I mean, Do you have a preference? Like, because you're right. Like the feather really gives you that kind of that glide, and then the Tanuki is great with the tail and the statue and like.
I'm gonna just say I'm gonna go overall number 1 Tanuki probably, because that's just my that's my gut answer for if I was to give you a realistic answer to the question. I just wanted to mention those other ones because I love them.
Okay. Oh, I get it. So, if you lock me into a traditional answer, I'm gonna go with the Tanuki suit. I'll tell you that right now. But if you'll let me have a little fun with it, I want to remind you of Mario 3D World. I do really, as simple as this is, I really like the Fire Flower. I've always liked the Fire Flower. Okay? So you're Mario, you got the Fire Flower, you're one of Mario's friends, the Fire Flower doesn't matter. Then you get that double cherry. Okay? And now you're 2 Marios with the Fire Flower running around, throwing fireballs. And you get another double cherry. Now you're, and that is my favorite. Controlling multiple Marios with the Fire Flower in that game is easily my favorite power-up in the Mario franchise.
I think the pitch was my favorite. I think you're like, there's the Fire Flower, and then you get the cherries. Now you're 2 Marios. Fire Flower.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're 4 Mario. And like,
next thing you know, you're 4 you guys.
I love that shit. Running around, people are getting stuck on stuff and they're dying one by one. Like
chaos.
Yeah,
I love it.
So if you'll allow it, that is my favorite Mario power.
I'll allow it. I like it.
Double cherry plus Fire Flower.
A little combination. Double cherry, Fire
but
Flower.
I like any of the power ups that let you throw stuff. I like.
Yeah,
other flowers. I like the hammer. I like the boomerang.
Well, I thought about the cloud too. I don't really know what you'd call it because you kill the man, you kill the dude for it. But like, the Lakitu, and then you're like in the cloud. I've never felt like such a fucking deity in those games. Sometimes you're in that cloud. You're like, I am on top of Mount Olympus right now.
Right, and until it runs out, and then you just feel helpless because it's never when you want it to.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is one that I had to think about quite a bit. But what do you think is the most underrated Mario game? So not necessarily your favorite, but one you think that people don't give enough respect to this game.
See, I was nervous about this one because I'm afraid I'm going to say one. People are going to be like, "That's not underrated. Everybody loves that game." You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I don't know. Tell me if you. I don't know. You probably don't agree, but like, is Double Dash underrated?
I am probably not the person to ask because I did not have Double Dash. And so to me, that is like one of the outlier Mario Kart games, just because I didn't play it nearly as much as I played the other ones. I played it with you guys and that was kind of the extent. I do think that is one people often point to though. As a favorite, but I don't know. I do feel like it gets overshadowed by 8 and even 7 and then if you do the nostalgia, I think it's 64 kind of overshadows it. So I can understand it.
I know, because it's honestly kind of hard. That balance point for Mario, I feel like for me, I don't know about for you, but for me, it's like 0 to 100. It's like there's no like I hate it or I love it. Whoa, I hate it or I love it. Sorry, leaves are falling like crazy out there. And so when I'm trying to think of something where it's like, oh, I really love this, but maybe other people don't. It was like hard for me to really hone in on what that might be because I'm so 0 to 100. But
sure.
I do feel like when it comes to, I'm going to use Mario Kart for this because, again, I'm so 0 to 100 everywhere else. But in Mario Kart, I don't feel that way necessarily. Or no, I should say I don't. I feel like other people are more open-minded to different Mario Kart opinions. I guess maybe that's what, because I'm trying to think about like how I think versus what others think for this answer specifically.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of people being like, "Oh, Mario Kart 64, that's the Mario Kart. Like, don't even talk to me about racing me competitively unless it's Mario 64. And you're like, okay, fuck off, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then people are like, oh, Mario Kart 8. I love Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart World's got nothing on Mario Kart 8. Those are the physics. That's what you want. And then you got Mario Kart World, blah, blah, blah. But like Double Dash, I don't feel like we're talking about Double Dash anymore. So, and I fondly look back on Double Dash quite a bit.
And I think it would be people our age that would be talking about it. And you're right. I don't think a lot of our contemporaries are talking about Double Dash. I think 8 really wiped that out for a lot of people.
I think so too. And like
the favorite.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I really loved Mario Kart 8 for a long time, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm gonna put Double Dash. I feel like, to me, it feels like it just kind of gets swept under the rug a little bit. So
sure,
yeah,
totally get it. So I had 2 answers for this one, and I'm gonna give it to one I think definitively. So I'll start with the one that it's not, and that's just because people forget about this game, and that is Super Mario Run for mobile phones. I really enjoyed Mario Run for what it is, right? Like, it's a $10 Mario platformer, continuous runner, is that what you call those? And, I liked that it still retained, it was still very much a Mario game. You were still jumping, you were, hopping on enemies, collecting coins, finding secrets. Like, it retained all of that with a very simple, just like, you're just using the touchscreen, and like, it works. And it's funny, I always forget that game is still active.
Oh, yeah.
That they still, that it's still out there. A lot of the Nintendo mobile games have gone away. But that one's still out there. It is still they're doing events. Like, when, I think as recently as like Bonanza coming out, they did a Bonanza event where you could get statues of the different, Kong Bonanzas and things like that. And so that one's out there. It's cool. People forget about it. And I just like that it exists. But I think my real answer is going to be Super Mario 3D Land for the 3DS. I love this game. All right? And obviously it is overshadowed by 3D World. Totally get it. I do. But I think this one has So I did not get my 3DS right away. You did. And we're playing, I don't know, Steel Diver. So we were playing for a while.
Steel Diver?
Before Ocarina of Time came out, there was like nothing on there. Maybe Pilot. I don't know what you had, but so this game did come out that following fall, and I got my 3DS then and played a lot of this. And I was blown away by the quality of this game on a handheld at that time, coming from the original DS. And I love how it pulls so much nostalgia from Mario 3 specifically. It's very cool. So that's my most underrated. Do you have opinions on 3D Land?
Well,
okay.
You want to move on to our next topic?
Let's move on to our next question, which is the most overrated Mario game.
So
I can't believe this.
So Super Mario 3D Land.
Why? Who is overrating Mario 3D Land?
I just didn't care, dude. So here's the thing. I did that for comedy. Super Mario 3D Land is on my top answers for overrated. Okay. But before you said 3D Land for underrated, my real answer was going to be another Mario Kart 7.
Oh, come on. That same era, same thing. I think Mario Kart 7 is underrated.
Dude.
Because that was the first Mario Kart in a while where I was like, oh, they got it. They're back.
I mean, yeah, at the time, but I mean, like
Wii is a bad Mario Kart. I like DS, but it's
God, actually, dude, I cannot believe I didn't think of that. Mario Kart Wii is the fucking worst. Like,
that is an overrated.
Actually, change my answer. That's my answer. Fuck it. Okay. That's absolutely my answer. I fucking hate Mario Kart Wii so much, and I hated, like, that was like the dark time of Mario Kart for me, because we'd all go over to our friend's house that we all used to hang out at, and you guys would be like, let's play Mario Kart. I was like, yeah, which one? You guys were like, Mario Kart Wii. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Your Wii wheel out.
Dude, I fucking hated the Wii wheel. I can't believe everybody loved it so much. And then, like, I felt like I got haunted for years by that fucking wheel. Because, you know, when the Switch came out, they were like, we're going to make Joy-Con wheels. I was like, God, no!
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, not my favorite Mario Kart by a large margin, but
yeah,
I get it.
I got strong feeling. And I'm so glad that you brought up Mario Kart Wii, man, because people did love Mario Kart Wii.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I do see people talk about that being their favorite. I think just because it was so big, it was, you know, as far as Mario Karts go, that's one of the best-selling Mario Karts. But, yeah, I do not like that.
No.
When all the other ones are next to it, I'm not picking Mario Kart Wii ever.
Yeah, I hate how many times I see Mario Kart on my list, but, like, it's the goddamn truth.
I mean, it's a big part of Mario, though, right? It's
it is.
It deserves to be here. So my most overrated Mario game is one I gave props to earlier, and that is Super Mario Galaxy. A couple years ago, I probably wouldn't have said this, but playing it in 3D All-Stars, and again, we talked about this last week, I don't feel like the motion controls translated very well to the original Switch and the original Joy-Con. Apparently, they are better with the Joy-Con 2, and I'm hoping this new version is even better than that. But yeah, right now I think Mario Galaxy is the most overrated Mario game. You know, it's just, it's great. It's got, you know, do you want to know what my other answer could have been?
Yeah, I do.
It wasn't even really a runner-up, but my other answer would have been 64.
Oh.
Which I adore. I think 64 is an excellent game, but I think it gets put up on a pedestal that I don't know if it quite deserves. I think there are better N64 games. I think there are better 3D platformers.
Yeah, I mean,
I like Banjo-Kazooie more. You know, like
I noticed that neither of us really mentioned that for like gameplay stuff. And I mean, I kind of agree with you. Like, I like to revisit for nostalgic reasons, but again, that's absolutely 100% a nostalgia goggles game for a lot of it. It's very comfortable, you know. Yeah. I would never argue with somebody that's one of the best of the best. I mean, like, I do have like really strong feelings for it, and I feel like even catch me on a different day and maybe I'll have a different feeling. I feel like I am flip-floppy quite a bit, but no, I feel like a Galaxy, though, I absolutely agree. I've never been a huge Galaxy or Galaxy 2 fan. I think they're cool, but like I've never really understood the hype because I was never that interested in the gameplay, to be honest with you. Like, I know that they're good games and I can understand, but just for some reason it doesn't click for me the entire way.
I think you just hit it with talking about Mario 64. I mean, 64 and Odyssey and Sunshine are all sandbox levels. You go around, you find the objectives, you do them.
Yeah.
Galaxy and 3D World are, you start here, you end there. And I think that can be fun, but yeah, I just don't, it's not my preferred way to play Mario.
Yeah.
So I get that. Similar to these last two questions, but my answer at least is different. What do you think is the fan favorite Mario game? If you were to ask a person on the street what their favorite Mario game is, what do you think would be the most common answer you
They're going to say 64.
Okay.
They're going to say it. Like, dude, people, like, if you bring up Mario, if I went and streamed what's your favorite Mario game in the office that I work in, everyone would be like, oh, Mario 64 was so good, dude, Mario 64. Which, like, yeah, they're right, but, like, I also feel like that comes from a place of not really knowing your options.
I wonder if that's an age thing, because my answer is Mario Brothers 3.
Ah, that's a really good answer. Yeah.
I think it's the one I see the most like merch for out in the world.
That's true.
You know, it was obviously a big moment in video game culture. But yeah, I wonder if it's just an age thing, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, it definitely could be. But I mean, like, dude, the more I talk about Mario 64, it's like, it's hard for me. It's absolutely not my favorite Mario game of all time. It's just, obviously we talked about our favorite Mario games of all time. But like, it's just, we've had exposure to all these games, like an obscene amount of exposure to all these games. So like, we understand our options really well, to the point where when we talked about our favorite Mario game, like it's hard to split hairs on these things. And I think for a lot of people, gaming was a kind of a short blip in their lives, and Mario 64 probably played a prominent piece of that. So like I don't really necessarily blame people. I don't want to sound like I'm condescending other people's feelings on Mario, but I do often feel like that's the common answer. Or like to your point, Mario Bros. 3, because they were so popular and around that time. And like you said, for some reason, Mario Bros. 3 merch is all over the place.
Yeah. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
So this is maybe, I felt like the hardest question of all. Last question here, question 15. 2D or 3D Mario? Whichever one you pick, the other one goes away.
Goes away.
Gone.
Oh.
You're not playing anymore.
Oh, man. Who's that actor?
They both have their
oh, man. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Oh, from White Lotus. I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So 2D or 3D, to me, oh fuck. No.
It's hard. It's tough.
Fuck. You go first. Are you more concrete here? Because I
wrote down an answer earlier, and now of course I'm second guessing it. But
yeah.
I wrote down 2D. I think there are more great 2D Mario games than great 3D Mario games. I don't know. I don't even know if I stand by that. I just said it. I don't know. Because I look at it, right, and I look at Mario 3, Mario World, Mario Wonder. I will throw new U and Luigi U in there. I think is great. I would throw the original Super Mario Brothers in there. I think those are all excellent games that I would go back to. Depending on who you talk to, if we count Yoshi's Island, it's kind of different, but that definitely.
Hey, Mario's there.
Mario's there. It's called Super Mario World 2. Like I don't know. I think that just kind of sweetens the deal. And then I look at 3D Mario, and I feel very strongly about Odyssey. I feel really strongly about 64. I don't feel very strongly about the rest. And that's kind of where I'm at. And that's why I think I go 2D with it.
Man. With my favorite being World, second one being 3, third being Sunshine. Even saying that my favorite is a 2D. God, dude, this is hard. I feel like I'm making a big decision.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, right? Like my favorite being Odyssey, but I think I prefer 2D. And it sounds like maybe you're having the opposite problem.
Yeah, I am, because I feel like in my heart I agree with you, 2D, because my favorite is 2D and my second favorite is 2D. But I mean, I'm looking through my list here, and most of my favorite shit is 2D.
Yeah, like I think it's hard because I think right now, as fans, and we'll talk a little bit about this, but I think we want a new 3D Mario.
We do. I do so bad.
Years ago, right? And so, like, I think when I think about it that way, I want a new 3D Mario.
Right. No, I think you described the crossroads I'm at, because I love 2D Mario historically. I really do love, though. Like, I love Odyssey, man. Like, I really do. And I love Sunshine. It's my number 3.
Yeah.
And I want so bad for a new 3D. Like, and I want to love it more than I love these other games.
Yeah.
Because I'm so interested in it. So, like, I want it so bad. But, like, if I said 2D or 3D Mario up to this point,
yep,
I think I'd have to say 2D too. I think I have to.
Yeah. I mean, it's what Mario is, right? Or, like, yeah, I And I'll be honest, I don't know that anyone's really beaten Mario at the 2D platformer game.
Yeah.
I love Super Meat Boy, I love Celeste, but I think Mario just has it.
Yeah.
Whereas I look at 3D and I like Banjo and I like Spyro the Dragon and I've got some other ones that I put up there with Mario 64 at least, on that same level. So, yeah.
Oh my God.
You've completed the Super Mario Questionnaire.
That was that was a ride. That was a real ride.
Yeah. I feel like we really talked out the Mario franchise here.
I feel like we really aired ourselves out here. I really feel like I feel like we recataloged my feelings on Mario.
I feel similarly. I was surprised by a couple of my answers.
I do too.
Right? But I really had to think about it. Like the difficulty question in the Mario Sunshine, that was one where I really had to think about which one of these have I found the most difficult, and that's where I landed on it.
Yeah. I know. It's funny to me that we were so similar for easiest and hardest, except for hardest. But I mean, I get what you're saying, though. Man, my God, yeah. Well, that was awesome. I really enjoyed that. That was good.
Yeah, so I have one more question. We'll get you out of here very soon. I got one more question for you. Not related to the questionnaire. This is we're just back to generally talking about the 40th anniversary. Is Nintendo doing justice to Super Mario Brothers for this 40th anniversary so far? I mean, they could still have more surprises for us. We'll probably get a January Direct that will probably have Mario something in it. But from what we saw, the museum exhibit, the Mario Tennis, the Yoshi game, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition, are they doing justice to the mustache man?
No.
No. Okay. All right. We got audio listeners too, Jordan.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why eventually I came out and said no. I don't, man, and I feel bad about it. And at the same time, I'm trying to be I'm trying to be mindful of things I've already said last week when we were talking, so I don't just repeat myself. But there could have been more. I love the museum stuff. I think it's cool that they're doing all that stuff, but it's a majority of the fans aren't going to get to experience that.
Of course. Yeah.
So it's I was just hoping for something more. And it just feels like it's so easy. Some of those things could have been so easy to do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little frustrated with it, but it's even when I look within myself and I'm what is it that I was expecting? Because when I say it's so easy, developing a new 3D Mario is not easy. Of course that's what that's what a lot of us may have wanted, and I did. But I'm thinking of other things, what else could they have done for Mario to what could they have given us? And it's maybe not a game they've already given us once would be one of them. Just that one little nick, I was dude, come on. Don't count that as one of the things. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I think it's unfortunately a matter of timing and circumstance, I think.
Yeah.
From a marketing perspective, Nintendo doesn't want, they can only have so many Mario things going on at once for you to keep track of, right? And just the way it timed out, the Switch 2 had to launch with something. They opted for Mario Kart. That would have been a great 40th anniversary announcement, right? Mario Kart World. But that had to come earlier in the year. They've got this Mario movie sequel. That would have been great to announce here, but movies are announced a long time in advance. And there's always a big marketing push. So they know in 6 months, they're going to have Super Mario Galaxy movie logos everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's hard to push out a new 3D Mario game. Everyone always says, time out a game with the movie. And it's sure, but you're going to lose people.
Yeah.
Because they're going to see a Mario logo and assume it's just another movie thing, not knowing, there's also a game here. There's also a serial. There's, people don't keep track of all that. So I think it's unfortunate that, we can't necessarily have more right around the anniversary. Because I'm bummed. We talked about Mario Wonder, and I would love to revisit that game. And I'm a little bummed that we're getting that early next year and Galaxy now.
Yeah.
I wish that was...
Same.
I would rather play Wonder right now again than Galaxy, but
I totally agree. I just told you, I think last week even, that I'm interested in playing through Wonder all the way, and it sucks because now I feel like now I have to wait to play it, and I don't want to.
Yeah, and I wish there was some tease for something.
Yeah,
you know, I know they don't want to show a game 2-3 years before it comes out. I get that. Sometimes they do it anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, just let us know that it's on the way at some point. That's all you need for a big anniversary.
I mean, they could have just said like new 3D Mario.
Yeah, just some some lights and it just goes over the hat. You see the little M and you're like, oh shit, I know what that is.
Yeah, I would have lost it. That would have saved it for me. That would have saved
You just do that and a Switch 2 logo, and it's like, okay, cool. I know what's going on.
Man.
And the thing is, we know what's going on. We know that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yep.
But, yeah, I think we have talked circles around Mario today.
We have.
I don't really know when it comes to the games. And that's funny. I feel like we touched almost nothing outside of the video games.
Hardly.
Which, I think we've done a lot of on this podcast in our past episodes. So I like that we kept it very, very focused.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been Podcasting with Power. You can find us on YouTube and Spotify and Apple and anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can follow us on all of the socials, on TikTok at Pod with Power. I'm Zachary Davis. That's Jordan Carlson. See you later.
Bye.